know they know what it's unbelievable.
Want me to go down there and take some?
Okay.
It's a lot bigger than the
That's
power.
normal.
Get the sun.
Alright, smile there.
No. Something's not working right now.
What?
I don't know. Something's not working right.
What's not?
It's not shutting off.
Maybe it's just the sunshine.
Too late now. Before we get started, we are required to cover the safety features of this aircraft. There is a blue card right in the seat backs in front of you. Please pull those out. We'll go over them together. Safe to fly. We should be airborne in about 2 to 3 minutes. This forest is popular for having one of the largest stands of ponderosa pine in North America. And it's about 1 mile deep. The wind and rain is responsible for the width of the canyon. The Colorado River is responsible for the depth. Scientists estimate that the Grand Canyon is between 10 to 12 million years old in its present size and shape. There are a total of 23 distinct layers located here in the canyon. It's primarily composed of sandstone, limestone, and shell with quite a bit of granite rock down at the bottom by the river, with a little bit of lava interspersed throughout. To the Grand Canyon. Our average speed this morning is going to be right around 100 miles an hour. On the left-hand side, we can see the Granite Gorge down there. It is also known as the canyon within the canyon. The rocks down at the bottom of the gorge by the river are estimated to be more than 2 billion years old and are the oldest naturally exposed rocks on the face of the earth. Although the rocks up here along the rim on both sides are estimated to be between 200 and 250 million years old. For those on the right-hand side of the aircraft, out there on the point, we can see the Desert View Watchtower. That was a tower that was built back in the 1930s by the Fred Harvey Company as Colorado River averages 300 feet wide and is anywhere from 10 to 110 feet deep in its deepest parts. Back in the 1500s, when the Spanish conquistadors first visited the river of the canyon, they originally thought that river was only 6 feet wide. That's due in part because the Grand Canyon is so large that it was hard for them to judge distances down to the bottom of the canyon without actually knowing the depth of the canyon. It was only after the Indians reassured them that it was much wider than 6 feet that they began to realize. For a day, they decided to hike down through the canyon, and after about 3 or 4 days of unsuccessfully trying to come down the south rim, they had to give up and return back. They originally wanted to hike through the canyon, but they finally realized after about the 4th day, the Grand Canyon was much too large and difficult for them to hike through at that time. Colorado River stays dark green pretty much year-round due to the fact that the Blank Canyon Dam is situated about 75 miles upstream. Holds back most of the mud and silt from the river, thereby the river is a pure green color. The Little Colorado River is a light blue color. That color is caused by a mineral deposit situated 6 miles upstream of calcium carbonate that changes into that color. During heavier runoff periods during the year, the Little Colorado River is a light brown color due to all the mud and silt washed out of the Little Colorado Canyon here on the right-hand side. It is estimated here in the Grand Canyon that more than 30,000 tons of mud and silt is washed out of the Grand Canyon daily. Even though in this part of the evolution of the canyon, the bottom of the canyon is composed primarily of granite rock, the river only digs down through about 1 inch every 500 years. It's a pretty popular spot for the rafters to stop and eat their lunch. From the River Canyon down to the river. Beyond the canyon walls, we have the world's largest Native American reservation. It is the home of the Navajo and Hopi Indian tribes. It covers parts of Utah, Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico. And it's more than 250,000 square miles in size. And there's more than 26,000 resident Indians. 1,200 years ago. Legend has it the Anasazis were a peaceful tribe that used to live up on the river of the canyon. And then due to hostile and warring tribes were forced to move down into the bottom of the canyon for their own security and protection. They would hide underneath the mesa and overhangs on the right-hand side of the aircraft and plant their crops on the left-hand side in the valley. There are a lot of ancient Indian ruins located in this part of the canyon. On the right-hand side, we can see Marble Canyon. Marble Powell back in 1869 on one of his early river expeditions down the canyon. He is one of the first to document a river expedition down through the Grand Canyon. If you follow that canyon upstream about 60 miles, you will find the Blank Canyon of 8,800 feet high. To the south rim where the Grand Canyon Village is located. We are presently flying over the North Rim. This is the northern part of the Kaibab National Forest. This is a very natural, pristine forest down here with very little commercial development being allowed up here. The North Rim is 2,000 feet higher than the South Rim. Because of that fact, it does receive twice as much snow and rainfall each season. Golden Eagle, Peregrine Falcon, and Raven more than 250 species of animals, including deer, elk, antelope, squirrels, mountain lions, and a few bears that live here year-round. The forest up here has a unique type of a squirrel. It's called the kaibab squirrel. It's very unique in the fact that it has a black belly and a white tail, white bushy tail, which is the only one found in the world. Keep in mind that there are only 7 identified on the face of the Earth. Up here in the North Rim, where we are presently flying, it is considered to be a subarctic type region, much like you'd find in northern Canada and Alaska. While down at the bottom of the canyon by the river, it's considered to be a desert-like climate, much like you'd find in the lower deserts of the southwestern United States. In the wintertime up here in the North Rim, temperatures can reach as low as 130 degrees below zero. In the summertime down at the bottom of the canyon, the temperatures can reach anywhere over 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Point Sublime is the longest protrusion out into the Grand Canyon, measuring more than 6 miles out. Point Sublime is a favorite spot for artists and photographers to come out and take their pictures of the Grand Canyon. Further to the right of that, we can see the Grand Canyon as it winds its way more than 160 miles to the west to Lake Mead in the Las Vegas, Nevada area. The formation on the left-hand side is called Shiva Temple. It's a flat top one out here with trees all over it. Was named after the Hindu god Shiva and is one of the larger freestanding formations here in this part of the Grand Canyon. Crystal Rapids. Crystal Rapids is one of the 2 and largest, most dangerous rapids here in the Grand Canyon, capable of upsetting the largest of the rafts that come through here. On the left-hand side, you can see the Grand Canyon Village up on the rim of the canyon, and then further off in the distance we can see the Grand Canyon Airport. It does appear we have a string of rubber rafts down on the right-hand side here.
Right there, see him?
Is that this check?
I can't, it's too far. You see him?
You can see Hermit's Rest out here on the point. And just to the right of that, about a half mile, we can see Hermit's Trail as it zigzags its way down from the rim of the canyon all the way down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Both of these islands were named after an old French hermit named Louis Bichet, who lived here in the Grand Canyon around the turn of the century. He helped to build a lot of the trails in and out of the Grand Canyon, and at one time he did have an orchard and a ranch halfway down in the Grand Canyon. We will be heading back to the airport at this point in the tour. In about 3 or 4 minutes, we will cross over an old train track on both sides of the aircraft. This train track is still in operation today. There is an old steam locomotive departing out of Williams, Arizona, 2 to 3 times a day to bring passengers up here to the rim of the canyon. We will be landing in about 8 minutes. We do need to come to a complete stop at the terminal building. And we'll talk to you once we're back on the ground. many survivors back here. On behalf of Gadget Marino and myself, we'd like to welcome you back here to the Grand Canyon Airport. This time we'd like to remind you to please remain seated until we come to a complete stop at the terminal building. It's also a good time to take a look around you. Make sure you get all of your personal possessions and take them with you. Watch your head when you step out the back of the aircraft. It is quite low back there. On behalf of Grand Canyon Airlines and the crew, we'd like to thank you for flying with us this morning. We hope you have a continued good vacation.
Attention all poker players. Please
shot of a pool.
There, but you only get